Welcome to the greatest show in crypto. Almost ready to blast off. Oh. Shout out to everybody here on the live. How you doing? Good morning. Let's get the lemon into the water. Let's get it going. Music was pumping. I like the feeling. Ooh, lemon. It always, man, what are you going to do? I'm blessed to have lemon all over me. It's so good. So good. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you. Bit of a short squeeze as we started the morning on BOOKMAP. Let's bring it in. Let's see what's going on with the liquidations here on BOOKMAP. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in and appreciate each of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's break it down. So, last few minutes was pretty crazy, pretty volatile for a Tuesday morning. Got $233,000 in liquidations, $135,000. Then they came down for this little nibbit, came back up, and then now they're liquidating the longs. So people are always seem to getting beat out of the game here when they're trading a little too tight to the bone. It's kind of like, when you borrow too much money from, you know who I'm talking about. Hey, over here. And when you don't pay up, you know what I mean? You get liquidated, so to speak, over here. So, hey, don't end up getting liquidated. They'll take everything you have. You know what I'm saying? You'll have to make a deal that you can't refuse, So look at the greed index today at 60 beaners. 60 beaners. And that's pretty high in the greed. You know what I mean? Not my favorite place to buy chunks of Bitcoin. But, also there can be a frenzy at the zone, and it depends on how crazy it gets. So we shall see. We shall see. Yesterday at 58, last week at 50, last month at 53. So these are the historical values. The fear and greed index now chilling at 60. Come back in 8 hours for another reading, and we'll have you at a different spot. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Back in the home studio. We were traveling for a few days. It was nice. It was beautiful. Let's take a look at what's happening in the markets. Let's break down Bitty Bitcoin, my baby, my sweetie. Let's take a look at 24,500 and see what's happened in the last few minutes, because it's been heavily volatile. Wow. Went all the way up to about 24,008 almost. Let's take a look at the chart, shall we? Let's take a look at what's happening. 1 hour time frame, breaking it down. It's oversold. Expecting a bit of a bounce, but we looked at the 15-minute when we started this morning, and I said, if the 15-minute decides to get crazy. But, we were here, and the 15-minute wanted to dump. What we did was we got a pump and then a dump back down. I really didn't want to see us break this, see this nice trend that we got going on. I mean, we may have capitulated, but you can feel this nice trend moving, right? And I'm not the only one not drawing this. Most people have seen this by now, but we started really the trend of drawing this chart, right? And now on BOOKMAP, what is BOOKMAP? It's a heat map with orders. So you're seeing like basically an infrared camera. The darker the order, the more it is, There is more orders to the downside here than there are to the upside. When you look at it, I squeeze it down and just look at it here. The red's actually a little bigger than the green than the green. If you look at it, they're battling. Green's bigger. See how much higher it goes, and it's more of a glob right near the zone. And just red is closer. Right now, it says we go lower to 24,400. Just says we're getting sucked into this big red cloud, and it's starting to kind of add on more. We have a big order here that's kind of this order was pretty close, 24,000, 25,004, but it's kind of more chunky here. See, there's way more colors blended. That's telling you that there's just more orders down here that would like to get filled. Liquidate. And those are people trying to buy too. Big whales want to get the price to a certain place so they can load up on Bitcoin. So what we're looking for is a bullish, a bullish divergence here. And look what we have. I mean, we have a swing down on the 15. But overall, we're getting a swing up. And that is a bullish divergence. It tells us just like this one here. Even though actually that one capitulated. I think on the 7-minute we might have gotten it on that one. Was it slight? Sorry, not that move. Interesting. It still acted just like a divergence, but I guess you had to wait for the inverted head and shoulder on that one. This one is showing me signs of a possible bounce here. 7-minute getting low again. 15-minute has room to go down, though. Starting to break. So the 15-minute is the one time frame that I'm watching this bear flag on. See? Measured move would be the length of this pole. This would kind of end the happy day. You know what I mean? This would end the happy days. This would change my scenario. If this started to break down, did a bear's retest, and fell to this area, we would have to say that this channel was broken. Now, at the same time, we possibly may be able to put it into a bullish rectangle and say it's just making this flag too. So, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But, for me, it would end this like nice tight channel that we got going on. And this resembles a beautiful ascending triangle. So I'd like to see if we can keep the zone here where we're in. But, anything is possible. I'm open-minded. Why am I more bullish than bearish? Well, we'll break it down. We got to get through the 15-minute first. I'd like to see it flip. Let's see how low the 7 is. 7 getting there. How beat is the 5? 5 has, they all have room. Says we might have to take a wick down at this point. We'll see. There may just be a big order to fill. So this is a battle zone. You can see. We stay inside the pattern. We're okay. We lose the pattern. We're going to fall further down to the downside to my first measured move at 23,691, 23,700. All right. Thank you so much for the donation from Tori. God bless you, Tori. May God bless you every single day here on the channel, coming through. Always leaving a little something for me on the side. Thank you so much, Tori. God bless you for everything you've done for the channel and everybody here. Your consistency is a message of love. We appreciate you. So look, let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame on the futures. S&P, you're trading regular contracts. You want to see what's going on with the day. Likely we get a bit of a bounce here to the upside because we have a beautiful bullish divergence on the S&P. Swing down to swing down, swing up to swing up. Can we get the bounce off this lower channel? That's the question. Falling volume, falling wedge, 68% chance we get a break to the upside. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking for. I want to see this get here to this point of control. You know what I mean? At least. And we'll see what goes from there. We got to get above this resistance too. We could make an M pattern and dump to the downside. Anything is possible. We have a resistance at 4,094. We are holding above 4,000. So far, so good. This is my green zone. Let's extend the green zone here. Politely. Really don't want to break the green zone. We don't want to go lower than this beautiful resistance, bounce, fell through, came back, bounced up here, bounced off there, fell. So this is kind of a last resort. And look, when you lose the point of control, where do you go? Down to the value area lows of this little mountain. This would be a good place to load up on the, this is a good place to buy in for a bounce. This is where, people, you would find good value. You know what I mean? This is where you would find good value, better value for something. So everyone believes it has value. This is when it's it gets extended up here at the end of the rally. This is kind of fair value. This is considered better value. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I look at the VRVP. You can look at it however you want. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, as you can read right here clearly on the screen, in the middle of the screen. I'm simply a guy that this is art to me, and I'm showing you kind of my vision, my idea, what I'm looking for, what I'm going for, and just kind of having fun with each and every one of you, talking about crypto, experiencing the life that we live together. Shout out to the 24,500, really just life experience too. I mean, at the end of the day, we're alive together. I may be doing cryptocurrency, but we could be guarded. We could be doing anything at the same time. We're alive together. See, to me, that's the consciousness of the show. Everyone's always like, why do you go to this? Why do you get it? It's at the end of the day, everyone comes for crypto, and I get it. And that's our niche, and that's what we do. We're here every day. I mean, we got BOOKMAP up and VRVPs. Like, what else do you want from me over here? But, at the same time, when we really look at it and break it down for what it is, I mean, I'm alive right now, you're alive, and we share a day. Every single day we share a moment together. And that's special to me. I believe in that. And call me emo, call me corny, call me whatever you want. To me, that's a beautiful thing, because each and every one of us woke up today, and some people didn't. And every single day is a blessing, and every single moment is a blessing. So if I share my moment with you, what a blessing that you share it with me. And I'm done. I'm not going to go any further. We're sticking. It's hard. It's a Monday. It's a Tuesday. We got a lot to cover. But, just breaking it down. So BOOKMAP does suggest lower now, 24,200. And this could kind of careen us out. And we could break down even lower. ES1, similar thing going on here, like inside this little bear flag that definitely just broke to the downside. You see how this works? So can Bitcoin fight off the bears here? This is the channel that I'm watching. And it should wick down, capitulate real nice for some good bullish divergence. I mean, that's a good place. That's a place where I would love, like, this is where I personally would open a long, right? Nice long, because you got to buy into red candles, right? You can't buy into green ones. Like, this was dumping nastily, perfect long for the move up, right? Now, we also know that the 1 hour time frame is in our favor. We also know that the 333 time frame is oversold. Double bottoming here could possibly give us some love. So we're watching that 333. We're watching that 1 hour. All right. And we're doing what we got to do to stay alive out here every single day till we get to that halving for Bitcoin and we change our lives yet again. Continuing to change our lives every single day, though. I mean, one simple moment at a time. I'm getting the honey out. Longer spoon today. Small spoon, though. It's tough. So good. Wooden spoons. Apparently it doesn't matter, but if it does, it does. You know? Gotta eat that honey. Shout out to BEWELL Honey. 54 Macquon Street, Pembroke, Mass. BEWELL. Have honey every single day. Thank you, BEWELL. We appreciate you. Every single day we have honey on the show. And we're not sponsored by them. They don't even know we're doing this. I keep saying we got to email this to them or get this to them. Let's clip this out. BEWELL Honey every day. We watch you. BEWELL Honey every single day. I eat this honey on my show. Almost, the show's been running 770 days straight every day. Get 4,000 to 5,000 views. People watch me eat your honey every single day. Almost 250,000 views a month of people watching me eat your honey. We love you, BEWELL. We love you. Okay. Now just, maybe they'll ship me a case of BEWELL. You never know. Hey, the answer is no if you don't ask. Okay, so let's look at NAVI. NAVI's been on my radar. Okay? Little NAVI coin. Ever since I put it out, it's been the little chicken that can, right? 17.5% gain so far. With all the madness going on, still holding the zone. Looking pretty nice. Also, do you see what I see? A star. Look, an inverted head and shoulder possible here for a nice little move to the upside. We want to take a look at that 4 hour. 1 hour is getting a little extended. It got a nice pump this morning. 4 hour says this thing can continue to the upside. I like what I'm seeing. All right. This thing can go up 151%. Last time it went up huge. It consolidated nicely. We're watching it here to see if it can continue to climb. It's interesting. It's worth watching. And, stop loss could even be shaved at this point. Doesn't even need to be that low at this point because you're up. Like, I like to take half the stop loss back on the move. But NAVI, looking nice to me. NAVI, AGIX getting back up in the move. Let's redraw AGIX. As I started building my position in AGIX for a 2-year hold. And that the problem is you'll double up. You might put in, sometimes I'll build a position, 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes $5,000, depending. I don't like to put too much in altcoins that I know can 20, 50x. You know what I mean? I'm okay with, making $250,000 out of 5 racks. You know what I mean? 150 grand out of 5 racks, Anything over 80,000 out of 5,000. That's what I'm looking for. So look, this is starting to look nice. The consolidation is key. Did it break out? Some could say it did. You know what I mean? We could be a little more conservative and say it didn't. Never hurts to be a little more, Now we bounced off the 786. We're bouncing in the golden pocket. You're basically in the golden pocket right now. So shoulder, head, and possible like an elongated right shoulder there. And again, it could dump all the way to the downside, down to here. It could dump, right? Maybe it extends and it starts making this falling wedge. And it comes all the way back down here and bounces and and Bitcoin tumbles and it tumbles down and it has to retest this area, right? Anything is possible. You have to be open-minded at any given moment in time, but it could be even respecting this diagonal trend line here. See? Resistance on the other side of it. So if it stays on the other side of this trend, I'd be pretty happy to see this thing continue to moon, So AGIX on the radar. AGIX on the radar. All right. Golden pocket. Fibonacci retracement. 4-hour has legs. Look at our 22 just getting started. Our daily opening up. Now it's a little far away from here too. That's usually when something goes like super parabolic, and it could be getting ready for a pretty big move. So, Blur thoughts. We love Blur. Shout out to my man Michael Nori asking about Blur. Let's break down Blur for you. We're gonna just throw a quick caveat here into wow, ES1 losing the channel here. And the one thing I never wanted it to do, it's not too bad. All right. I don't want to see this white line. I don't want it breaking back inside this pattern. You know, we don't want this. We need this bounce off this green zone back up to the zone. Pretty crucial for the regular markets that we get that bounce. Very crucial, actually. That's kind of the bounce that we need. Just taking a look at Bitcoin. I'm a little, want to see what Bitcoin's doing. 24,005 attempting to hold would be a beautiful area for a hold. I did say it would be a beautiful long. Let's see what happens if this bounce can contribute to. Yeah, well, we got see that long was in the wick there, right when we said that was about 7 minutes ago, and we made our 7-minute candle. So the long, somewhere in 24.4. Let's see what happens. And the long was based off bullish divergence, 7-minute, 15-minute bullish div, getting oversold. 1-hour time frame wants to make a boom, right? And this is that old channel that I talk about. Remember, this is that falling wedge where they break you out of the falling wedge with the hood, but they break you back inside. And I've shown this at this point, this is a regular shape, even though it's weird. Like, I never started doing anything like this, but I started doing it a while back, and it started making sense. And so now it's like, yeah, they break you out, they break you in, but they keep the falling wedge. And then the falling wedge continues to break to the upside. Now it's crucial on the 1-hour time frame. We close a 1-hour candle just to begin anything above this red line. So we got to get above 24,000. I'll say 700. It's 686. So that's kind of a big deal that we get above 24,700. We don't get above there. This likely is getting caught in a channel. Look, resistance. That can be called an ascending triangle there. We know they're 50-50, and then bearish retest. And look, you got a gap here. You're falling to the next high volume node. I mean, that's just where you're going. And so you're dropping down to 23,700. It's just highly likely. All right. So just, if we don't stay in this channel, if we can't break up in the next 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, throughout the afternoon here, and we go sideways in a channel and can't get above this point of control, highly likely we break to the downside here. So it's kind of a pretty good way to, in my opinion, for me personally, to figure out where Bitcoin's going is if it stays below this line and it makes some type of tight channel between this white line and this red line, and it's likely to make a bearish retest, and then we know that it has a gap in the VRVP. We can see the next area where people would take profit. You might get a little bit of a nibble here, 24,177, of course on the 77, but then you come down here, and that also hit the 77 a second ago if you go back in time and watch that. Anyway, so I'd be looking for this line to get back above it. Love to get a 4-hour candle, and I'd love a daily candle to close outside of this channel too. So right now we're watching for a bounce on the 1-hour time frame, just to get us possibly, away from this idea that we could barely retest and back to the upside here. All right. So it's kind of a crucial time. I would long based on the fear. Usually longing into fear is the best idea. Okay, so I call long, but again, anything is possible, and you got to do whatever you feel is right. All right, it's kind of an M pattern. There is some bearishness here, but there's that bullish divergence of the 15-minute that looks oh so scrumptious, telling me there's likely going to be a bounce. We got some liquidations. You need liquidations for the divergence. We got it. We got 500,000. Oh, we got a lot. Yeah. So it's really not. It's not a divergence if you don't get massive liquidations. So when you see the divergence here, see that? You got to see the divergence here too. You got to see the liquidations. So yeah, longing 24,500 looks like a pretty good idea. Again, remember we longed this idea here, similar situation. And we longed it together live at 23,000, like 562, something like 580, something like that. And we're still up $1,000 on that long. Remember, that was during the weekly screen share live together. Who was there during that when we longed that? Who was kicking it with Lifer when we did that? on the live weekly screen share. Shout out to Lakochi. Shout out to Lifer Friend. Shout out to Love Learning. Look at all the L's. Lakochi, Lifer Friend, Love Learning. Interesting. CNC Ireland. All my blue crew in the game. Blur Thoughts. We'll take a look at Blur right away, sir. Thank you so much. It did rhyme, I guess. Crypto Brat, 3 Much Crypto. Robert Hansman. Brandon Jorgensen, man, God bless you. Michael Castillo. Garlic Garlington. Magin Crypto. Blockchain Poodles. Crypto Cash, my man. Smack that like. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Can you check CLV, please? We'll check CLV. We'll check CELR. CELR. And we also will check that last one that I just said that I would check, which is Blur. So I'm expecting a bounce here to the upside off of the divergence and a nasty short squeeze because a bunch of people think that we're going to dump. And that fear is all we need to get us to the upside here. All right. So let's get a short squeeze cooking, which I see going on BOOKMAP now, which is corroborating my idea. However, there is more liquidity down here still that could drag us down. We're not at the water yet. And again, anything could happen at any given moment in time. Just because my probabilities suggest a possible thing does not mean it will happen. Look, the 77s. The second I stared at it, went to 77.0, but then it disappeared. It's weird. Anyway, so moving forward. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 650 beautiful souls on the live stream. 239 likes. $12 of chat revenue. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the streams. Streams have been unbelievable lately. Thank you so much for the attention. Constant, like everyone's paying attention. You know, I'm talking, the streams are great, but I mean attention to the charts, attention to your focus. Like if you're with me every day, then your focus with me, that focus is going to grow. That discipline is going to grow. You're being with, you know, this is discipline for me to come every single day. It's discipline for you. I appreciate you for being here. And let's celebrate some wins in the trading group. If you were in the trading group the last couple of days, it was ROSN Finance, ROSN Finance, I guess, ROSN. And we saw this falling wedge that was break. See this trend? We had this trend. Falling wedge came to the trend. I suggested we could get a break to this lane. We pumped to there, made this little flag, and continued to pump. And then it's been one of the bigger gainers of the day. Top G, second top gainer of the day. ROSN Finance here on KuCoin. And I mean, that's parabolic. So you're looking for these parabolas, we call them. That is like a parabolic run right there to the upside. I mean, that's just boom. So ROSN Finance, banging on them. Just something to think about, something to sink your teeth into, right? And we post these things in the trading group. Anything that I'm looking at, if I see something, say something. It's like that. If you see something, say something. It's very, you know, don't laugh. Don't spit out your coffee. I did live in New York, and no, it's like, you know, that's when you're in the subway, and they're like, if you see something, say something. But I want that to become something that we say together here in the trading group. Like if you see something, say something. Like, you know, if you see a bull flag, if you see a bounce off of Fibonacci, if you see a falling wedge, say something. If you see something, say something. Hi, MAYC, you know, was in this falling wedge. It had that bullish, hidden bullish divergence there. We've been attempting to get into it. It had fallen from different areas, right? First, I kind of seen it something, I believe, something like this. Fell out of that, right? Got stopped out. Then look, shoulder, head, and a shoulder falling wedge. It had already bounced off the, 706. It had bounced off the golden pocket right there. Had a huge move off the golden pocket. Came back down, interesting enough, to battle right near that 0.5. Make a hidden bullish, and then careen up for a blast of 146% gain. Still holding about 88% too, which is pretty awesome, if you think about it. So anyone that jumped to high coins coming back. And we got high-end ENS, which could make a bit of a move here. It's in this falling wedge. Let's look at the daily time frame. Doesn't even have a 200 SMA yet, right? You got to, oh, there it is right there. 22 has one. So, just like the other ones, they popped, they came back down. Do they make another huge gain back to the upside? To me, these are kind of like, they're somewhat like taking, they're high risk shots, in my humble opinion. They're not like an average trade, they're a little high risk. Labs just continuing to bang. Look at that. Cup and handles to the upside. And look, it wicks. I just want to, look, it wicked basically to the target for 134% gains for Labs. Look at that. That's amazing. I'm just amazed how those things, how does it do that? Like, how does the cup and handle know exactly where to go every single time? Like, we just found the cup and handle, we came upon it, and it just knows what to do. Pretty amazing. Bang. And you can see we have this in my trading group. The elite trader Sean 0005549, my man. Trading View. 22 oversold stochastics, 4 and 1 hour bullish MACD crossover. Hidden hidden bullish, divergence continuation. It's going to continue. Falling volume with falling price, 15-minute. I mean, pretty awesome. And that thing was going to blast right after the February 5th to the upside. I mean, right there, February 5th and 6th, he nailed it. Spot on. And this is the training and the teaching that people get in my group, and then they're able to do it themselves. Change the way they look at the game, change the way they do anything. Labs, baby, labs. So shout out to my man Sean, banging on labs. And I must have drawn this at 1.2, either on the live stream or whatever, but labs having some moves. All right. This never hit the stop loss. High ENS4, and once, Ethereum starts to cook and, all these kind of DeFi moves start to move, Ethereum name service starts to get that cook, and both of these start to blast. You have ENS, the regular one, and then you have high ENS3 and high ENS4. So no stop loss got hit in the making of the trade yet. Still kind of sitting around entry, right? And, there's just could be a massive move here. Anyway, it could also get stopped out. You never know. I'm open-minded, but just something I'm looking at here is high ENS4. If the high coins are getting back in the game, something to look at. LTO is an old coin that used to pump hard back a couple years back. Looking at that, I'm watching this coin too, WinGold. I mean, I used to watch it pump and just not want to get into it because I thought it was just a joke. And then it pumped so much in my face that I felt like I was the joke for not paying attention to it. Did that ever happen to you? You're just like, whatever, that's a whatever coin. And then you're like, dang, I guess I shouldn't have said that about that. Like, that thing was gone. It bounced pretty much off the 618. It respected the 382. It's just doing good things. It's looking nice and healthy. This consolidation is beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing somehow climbed up another 100% gain. Again, anything is possible. Maybe it dumps. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just looking at this tight consolidation, tight moving averages. Bigger time frames look pretty good. The 22-hour looks pretty nice to me too as well. The way it's respecting Fibonacci is pretty interesting. And it has taken a long little bowl here and looks like it wants to climb back to its all-time high here. And it's a pretty early coin, so it's just, it's in its early evolution stages. WinGold. Something to do with soccer too, I guess, MLS, like Major League Soccer, WinGold. Like if I had to place it, right? So, I don't know. I haven't never researched the coin. I almost don't want to. I don't want to marry this thing. I'd like to swing trade it and move on. The 22-hour looks absolutely beautiful for a move. Lack of bearish momentum. I mean, be careful. The market order is very thin too. It probably has a tiny, tiny market cap. So it's the only thing. HIGAZERS, another little coin here in the 706 pocket. It did bounce from there. Look at the move that it has here. This could be considered kind of a cup with a handle here. Some people call it a scallop. And it's also retesting its previous resistance zones. Like it has resistance here, and, right here, a couple resistance and right there. And it's, previous resistance could be new support for a bounce here. MACD looking pretty nice to me as well. So a lot of things here on the channel looking interesting to me. But you never know. You never know. Shout out to the views, 1577 on 1111. Look at that. Always something interesting with the numbers. Get the papers, get the papers, get the papers. Shout out to everybody. Follow me on crypto Twitter. Greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for jumping on in. All right. And we asked you Bitcoin to 33K by St. Paddy's Day. 335 votes. Almost got the 333. Amazing. And 59% said yes. So 40% no. So we must assume that it's not going to happen. Right? We should keep track. Maybe the lifers are more intuitive, and what we think happens does happen. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe we're niche intuitive. But we shall see. This is interesting. We're going to go back in time after when we get there, and we're going to see what happened, and that's going to be fun and interesting too as well, right? So, right? Are you more of a Shiba? Are you more of a Shiba person? Right? or a Doge person? Or how about neither? People, that makes people laugh, so I think that's what, how about neither, right? Neither. You might want to put an I before E, except before C, or reciting a like neighbor in day. All right, I did it. Are you more of a Shiba person or a Doge? Shiba or person or a Doge? I should say person. Or how about neither? Let me know. Please. I ask nicely. Please. I want to know how many people like Doge over Shib or Shib over Doge. I think it's Shibby. I think they're going to like Doge more. My heart says Doge, but my brain says Shib. Like, I want it to be Doge, but it tells me that most people are going to pick Shib. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Let me know. Run out over there and let me know what you think. My heart says Doge, but my brain says Shib. Watching myself all over the place. Allow myself to introduce myself. My name is Richie Cunningham, and this is my wife, Oprah. Shout out to the 720 beautiful souls on the live. 289 likes. Can we get those likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. So we got Bitcoin in a bit of a... pickle. We kind of know what we're seeing here. We got two ideas for AGIX. We know we need to respect this trend line. If we do that, this daily can blast to the upside. I like what the daily's doing. Not chasing was the move. It came down here. I began to build my positions in the zone. If we drop lower, I have some more to build the position with. 420.44 here for AGIX on the radar, right? So it's interesting. Very, very interesting. Labs, AGIX. So interesting. Now, I'm going to give you a little secret. When I look for coins, I flip this to red and I look for all the coins that are red. Why? Why would you look for red coins if you want to make money, Sam? Because I like to be days ahead of my trades, right? So then I'll look for the high, and I want 4 hours that are a little overbought. Look at this thing, Elastos, right? I think I found myself a winner. So look what I did. I'm live with you right now. I believe together. So this is a cup, for sure. And I would even draw the cup nicer if I could. If I was like really good at drawing, I would get out like the sketcher and just like. But like that's a cup. Right? And this is definitely a handle. And you're getting lower and lower here. Here we're getting a bounce. And here we're getting a bounce. And let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour time frame's in a falling wedge. Right? Wants to break out, coming down to the point of control. And so you have all this previous resistance here. You got like a mass. You got a mass of resistance here, right? So this is like a strong support zone that you believe Ella would bounce from. So this is how my mind works, right? So then I'm looking, well, are the moving averages getting close? I mean, they're bunching together. They could be a little closer, so we might go up and down a little bit to get them tighter. But look at this aggressive curve on the 1 hour. I mean, that's nice. Like when I see aggressive curves like that, I get excited. Like it tells me if some money's coming. Now I've also seen them curve up and just dump. And this could fall down. Anything can happen. But the probability starts to build for me that there's going to be a bit of a move here for Ella. Okay? This starts to kind of, Elastos. And I don't even need to know what the coin is, and then I see the 4 hour coming down here. And I know once that 1 hour shows pressure and really says, no, I could see this 4 hour beginning to bend up. And if Bitcoin's a little bullish too and bounces off that channel like we're looking for and begins to squeeze the shorts like we see now at 24,006, now that buy is in the money that we talked about, right? When I said I would long the end of that, right? So you remember, you're always watching Bitcoin as you're watching your coin. I mean, this is amazing what we're doing here. Showing you exactly how to do it live. Most people give you charts and ideas. Even a video update is cool, but this is like, I never got this live Get acclimated live to the charts, you know? Be here with me every day. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Feel it. Be a part of it. Let it be a part of you. Do the dance, right? So this 1 hour does want to bounce. I mean, can we get the zone break to the upside here? Look at that big wick on the 1 hour time frame. So far, we're fighting it back. Can we turn this candle green? You never know. Here's, you know, the short squeeze is happening here on BOOKMAP again. So the people that were like, oh, it's definitely going to go down, now they're getting squeezed again. Tuesday's feeling kind of like a tight Monday. You know, be careful, you know, leverage trading. They got people kind of going all different ways here. All different ways. So, Elo, like we found a red coin, right? So I look for good opportunities in the red zone. Now, oh, I just sounded like a football player. So, So, I mean, bearish engulfing candle, though, the 22 looks like it could go lower. That got me a little worried. Daily's an indecision, so, it's got me like, now it's high risk, you know, it doesn't mean it can't happen, like, so, you know, it's like I might trade the gap on the 1 hour time frame and nothing else. And it would also depend on the liquidity. If there was less liquidity, I'm putting for 6%, so, like, I'd move on from this, all right, like, but it got me, you know, I still, you know, now I might, a few weeks later, see this thing all the way up here, and I'm like, well, the analysis said that eventually this thing was going to go up, right? Like up-o. Eventually went up, nice channel, fell back down into the zone, blasted back up. I've been seeing some stop hunting the last few days, honestly. It started, like, they were letting things rip for like 3-4 weeks. Last couple, like, I'd say the last 5 or 6 days, I've been seeing more stop hunting than before. Like, you know, little dips outside of the patterns just has been happening a little more often than we saw, you know, beforehand. This took a nice pump but came back down. Right. Kids are home today, so, you know, always going to be something going on up there. Love the kids. Gotta love it. Gotta love the kids, you know. Let's jump into the chats. Let's take a look at Blur and CLV. A lot of people waiting on what Bitcoin's doing. Kind of got the market in indecision. So Blur got a little sell-off here, back to the downside. Possibly the new, and it could have, you know, early VC money in it that was trying to juice as much as they could to get, you know, usually when the news comes out. So now, look, Blur, bearish retest, but let me see if I can see something different. So it did fall out of the pattern, may have been stopped out too. Pattern was looking better, you know, looking nice. And it broke the pattern. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Nice trend line. We fell out the trend. Now it's in like a bit of a flag here. 1 hour time frame says it can bounce back to the upside. I'm attempting to make some sense of this. Is this what we see? You know, you never know. I don't know. It's got a weird pattern, to be honest, in my humble opinion. It's too new. You know, trying to think if I'm missing something. What's kind of crazy, this is like, might be far-fetched, but kind of had a feel of a diamond in a way. Blur. Let me look at it again. Flip it upside down a few times. Like, what do I... That's interesting. Look at this. I mean, an Adam and Eve double top. Just slanted. You know, when I flipped it upside down, I could see that idea. That's interesting. And now I get it. I guess like a rising wedge that broke to the downside. Measured move would take you here. You could kind of say you're still in this like bigger falling wedge. You're in like a broader wedge. One hour's aggressively pointing up, which is nice. 15-minute is making an M and wants to dump. So if the 15-minute can somehow salvage a way not to go out of this white line and not dump down here, I mean, there's a fighting chance that we get at least a pattern trade to the top of the pattern, but 17%. This is something I would dollar cost average and just put away for a while, you know what I mean? And see if it, because we know about it pretty early. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, when things really start to rip, because you're going to see this market, man. We get a huge pump for Bitcoin to 30, 40K. We'll get a dump back down to 28, 22. You never even know, 18. We have so much more to go till the halving. We have a lot of volatility to go through. And I believe these aren't going to be the last times that we could grab certain things, but you never know. So because you don't know, you grab what you can here and there. So if I truly believed in this project, I would grab a little bit of it again. But you'd have to do your research, know about it. If you feel that way, it's all about how you feel about this project and kind of what you're doing with it. All right. This guy's pretty interesting. Crypto viewing, thoughts on consciousness. I'm going to be watching him on and off for the next few months. He kind of combines crypto into the consciousness idea. So he's pretty interesting. I'm with it. Yeah. So are you more of a SHIB person or a Doge person? Let me know. See what it's saying. SHIB for sure. Doge doesn't do much. Look today. They basically stole the SHIB handbook and have been mimicking their every move. Wow. Sir Swifty putting it down. I like both, but Doge is the OG. If Doge pumps, it can make the other dog coins pump. I don't know if SHIB can do that. So Doge is the Bitcoin of the doggy coins. Shiba. Still diamond handing my bag. Shiba to $4.20. Neon Jesus. Can we get there? SHIB, absolutely SHIB. Neither for me. Which one has a better setup? I don't know. We're asking you both. Neither. Doge all day. Doge. I only hold SHIB actually. I didn't realize, but I hold only SHIB. All right. And so much trending. BNB chain is trending too. Maz is trending. A lot trending out here today on the markets. Shout out to the 764 beautiful souls. 337 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers, please? I would greatly appreciate it. Who's new on the channel? We want to say hi and tell you that we love you. Who's new on the channel? Don't be shy if you're new on the channel. Come on, I want to call you out here. I'm still new. Shout out to YouTube. Filecoin bro. Hi. Shout out to D Evolution. 6100 divvy flag up. What does that mean? Divvy flag up. I don't know what that means, Huddles. Can you speak in clear technical analysis alien language for me? Let's pump the likes. I'm new. Shout out to Edgy in the house. Everyone tell Edgy we love him. Edgy, we love you, Edgy. I'm always learning. Is that new? Yes. Shout out to Scotty Swing. Scotty. God bless you, Scotty. Thank you for jumping on in. You make me smile when you're here, Scotty. I don't like you. I don't like when I see you on. No, I'm just joking. I see you all around the internet, though. You travel like a fast-flying ship. West, please, 200 SMA above the 1 day. West is, Waves Enterprises. Love you, friend. Shout out to Lifer Friend. Love you, Sam. I'm 2 weeks old. Shout out to Trace Hall. Wow. You too. Shout out to everyone. I'm always here, brother. And yes, I'm here and there. Scotty Swing, my man. 50 just crossed the 200 on the daily for Mana. Interesting. I'm new to the trading group. I feel like it's going to change my life if I can stick to it through the bear market, baby. Shout out to Alex Smart. I've been watching you before you had the YouTube channel and you was doing clips. Wow. My man, Crypto Beezy. That's insane. Super chat, CLV, APT, and West. Waves is the new way. I'm late. What's up, Lifer family? All of the OGs here today. Shout out to DK, CNC Ireland, Kevin Baker, Sean Inferno. Sean, man. Love you, brother. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Robert C. This is something. Wow, this is something. 777. Look, we have 771 people. Can we get to 777s? That'd be so cool. Let's get to 1,000 people on the live. Been with you since 1,100 subs. Shout out to NBS Crypto. Bot ship at 600. Let's go, Lifer fam. God bless. God bless. See, people have been watching me for a long time, and they keep coming back. That's how you know. There's some YouTubers that, after a few years, people are like, oh, nope. They have to find a new group to burn. You know what I mean? HNT just boomed. Let's talk about it. I had it in the cup and handle. I figured it was only a matter of time. Let's break it down. So I've been watching HNT for a while. I wanted it to get a bit of a move here. Was thinking, hey, can it get back down here? We entered the trade around here, you see. Stop loss 28%, but this thing could go up 93. Looks like it has a big move. And so far, that's actually up for a little bit of a gain here. And if we go into the smaller time frame, you can see that I had drawn... What is this? I don't want that. Did I move that accidentally? No, I just somehow drew one. Okay. You can see here, someone must have asked me about this. I don't know. We're saying if this couldn't break out, look for it to break down here. But if it isn't, look for this channel to break out. Measured move hit pretty much nicely, then made a flag, and then this thing just shot out the flag. But HNT, Helium Network, and they did a deal with, I think it's Solana. I believe it's Solana to make a phone. Like, I could be wrong here. Let me break it down. I got some news earlier this morning from my man. Shout out to Dingo. God bless you for dropping the knowledge every single day. Thank you. Now I can't seem to find it. I get so many messages. Can't seem to find it. Where are you? Anyway, we'll post it into the trading group anyway. It's pretty big news. Pretty interesting. Oh, no, yeah, no, you did it in token metric section. Yeah, so Solana phone saga, blockchain ecosystem analytics, and for the community. Explore and share data from Ethereum, Bitcoin, Polygon, BNB, Solana, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Optimism, Phantom, and Gnosis chain free. Solana phone saga orders. Interesting. An app store built specifically for crypto apps on mobile. Let's dig in. Solana dApp store. It's looking interesting. I got to tell you that. It's looking interesting. All right. And a coin that I used to trade that I'll put on your radar, be nice enough to put back on your radar, STORJ. Used to trade this coin a lot on and off back in the day. Haven't thought about it in a while, right? It's been, I must have looked at it somewhere there in July. Look, that's the last time I charted this coin, in July. Now, I used to trade it on and off all the time. So many of these coins I've traded. It's insane how many of these coins I've traded. So look, we have a resistance here for STORJ. But to me, it seems like STORJ is starting to get, once a coin gets above the 200 SMA, a lot of times it gets a pretty big move up to its next big resistance, just like it pumped up to the it pumped up to the 200 SMA for quick 43. So I missed that one, right? Now, once it gets above this point of control, STORJ can make a nice 64%. It has a gap in the VRVP. So STORJ is on my radar here. It's making something kind of like this. Maybe it's even starting out here, and it's just getting started in this more flatter toned idea. But yeah, they have it on token metrics, so I know it's going to, usually it starts picking up steam once I see it on there, and then more people know about it. So I would be watching STORJ closely, in my humble opinion. Possible 68% chance coming, and let's just take the measured move. It even says it might be a little more juice. This burger might have a little more fat in it. 74% gains coming possibly out of STORJ. All right, so we'll watch STORJ closely, 47%. And look at the views, 2177 with concurrent on 777. Look at that. And this was almost 70, and that was 775. But shout out to the 395 people on the likes button. You guys are amazing. You get to 400, we're going to be juicing it. Thank you so much for the love. All right, so, yeah, Helium, Anchor Protocol up to stuff. They're doing something too with some news. Before HNT, they move from ETH to Solana. They have a deal with T-Mobile, I believe. Interesting. So I'd be watching STORJ, a new, I traded this coin a lot. It's been a while. Look, I haven't looked at it since July. Now I'm sniffing on it again. STORJ on my radar. All right. STORJ on my radar. All right. Quark Chain was another one I would write down. Quark Chain, just, And I've been watching my baby Band Protocol. Let's take a look at our baby Band Protocol. I'll get into the super chats too as well. Let's get into Band Protocol here on this beautiful Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. I got this inverted head and shoulder inside of a tight channel. Just like what I'm seeing here for Band. Band, baby Band. All right, and this thing has been an amazing coin on and off. I do hold it long term. I just believe stashing it and holding it long term is, it was a $20 coin at one point, $22 coin. I think you can get back there easily for a 10x. It may take a while. A lot of these coins may pump up to here, come all the way back down. This could be a long rally. I just want you to understand that, Now, maybe they just continue to fly and the whole thing changes, but it's unlikely to me. That's just not how these bear markets play out. Over time, they tend to, they tend to get a push up, stutter a little bit, come back down, push, and there's fear, there's volatility, there's a lot more ups and downs. We're still in a bear market, everybody. I just want people to understand that, Now, there's some really good news, and we'll break that down. What's the good news? All right. And why today could end the rally. Let's talk about how the rally could end today. Let's talk about today's main topic of the day. All right. Well, we got a major big boy resistance for Bitcoin. I call it a big boy resistance because it's been showing signs that we can't get above the zone, right? And we all know that if we break this trend line, okay, I should draw my patterns like this for fun from now on and just be different. Just be like, I'm just different. I just don't use the same two lines. Like, my patterns are three-dimensional, bro. I use the rotated rectangle. What you know about that? What you know about my rotated rectangles? Extra spicy sauce, right? And what if I these are my trend lines, bro. This is how I draw my patterns, yo's. That'd be interesting. Anyway. So, look at this. I don't think I could. I kind of like this idea. Like, you add like a three-dimensional feel to them, though. Anyway. It's interesting. So, had we lost the zone, if we lose 24,005, we just know that we got some issues here, and then we know that this was a heavy resistance, and this looks like a Bart Simpson to me. This looks somewhat like a Bart Simpson to me. And honestly, like, it could Bart Simpson its way all the way down the face. We could end back down here at 21,800. Not too far, So, it wouldn't be unheard of for me to see 21,800 one more time. All right? It wouldn't be unheard of. So, I'm just showing you the signs of this, and there's big gaps here. So once you lose, and you're at this point of control is very interesting, and you lose it, you're going to gap down. Then you're here, then you gap. So like you kind of to me, it's like daily candles, too many daily candles close below this 24,650 line. And I mean, it's just begging to go to 21,007, 21,670. So that's your bearish scenario. This is why today is Bitcoin, why today could end this rally. Because if we don't really hold the zone, if we don't show strength here, now again, there's the bright side of the cake. You flip the egg, there's the sunny side up part of the egg here is we blast all the way to 30K. So do we break back down to 21,800? Right? Or do we go down to 30K? And this is kind of where we stand. This is the pivotal moment. And today, if we lose the zone here and start to play games, right? And so it was not clickbait when I said Bitcoin, why today could end the rally, episode 779. It's serious. All right. So something to think about, right? For each and every one of us here at a crossroads for Bitcoin. We almost got the move, but we did not. And that brings me to total market cap for BTC. Who liked that? I like that. I had a really good time doing that analysis. It made sense to me. Kind of put my mind at ease. I kind of know now, okay, we can come back to 20, and that would be a good place to load up. So I know a place that I would, a good place to take advantage of Bitcoin if I have to. So instead of feeling the fear when the market dips, I'll be looking for my place of entry because I'll have been prepared. So what we all did just right now is we didn't use our emotions and we got prepared. We used technical analysis to get educated about the situation. So we're not going to be emotional when the situation arises. We're going to be able to act very logical and just say, well, that's an area of low value, that's a good value area. That's an area of good value compared to that other area that was overbought value. Like it was just too saturated, right? We don't want to buy oversaturated value. We want to buy good value. All right. You want to buy winter coats, right? At the end of winter season when they're putting them away and they need to get them off the shelf for the stuff in this. They got a bunch of things coming in the spring and summer. So they'll put them on clearance and they might be a brand new coat ready to go. So you can buy, I used to do this, buy winter coats at the end of the season, never buy a winter coat during season, put it away for the end of the next year. You know, you don't wear it. And next year you got a brand new coat that you bought on clearance because you waited till the end of the season. And all you have to do is have simple self-control and discipline and a little bit of planning. You know, everyone spends so much money into so many things, but if they just sat themselves down and analyzed their life, there's so many quick tips and tricks that you can use to flip your financial situation in just slight ways, you know. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taken as such. I just think there's, you know, like everyone goes back to that whole coffee thing, right? Please, Cat, please, my looking fat-necked man. We're about to lose 24,005. Now we already did. We're at 24,009, and BOOKMAP is suggesting we do go lower to 24,000. See that? So I'm just showing you what's likely to happen here. Let's take a look at a short, see if we can take advantage of the move here, because it looks like we could get a move down. And you got to look at reality. You can't look at what you want to see. You got to look at the reality in your face, right? Thank you for grinding every day, Sam. JASMY, please. Shout out to Crypto420 for JASMY. We'll take a look at that. Thank you so much. Shipping the 4-hour throwing a very nice wedge. Can you please look at VeChain and morning, fam? Love isn't daily 3 days and weekly overbought. Yeah. Bitcoin keeps hitting its head on the 200 weekly MA. There you go. 22,500 we go. Yeah, you never know. They like to play with you and make you think we're losing it, and then they'll bring it right back up. This is the level, honestly, where I would long. I've just said I would long many times. There's a bullish divergence there. It's more likely that we bounce to the upside than to the downside. That's just a probability. So if you take away the fear and you just look at the probability, it's more likely we go up, but you never know. We'll be back, you know. I'll be in the trading group with an update today at like 4 o'clock, and we'll talk about it. And I'll either be, hey, you know, and we know what to watch for in case. So I just look at this, and I'm not upside down. I'm just looking at this. The 1 hour time frame on the short doesn't look too good. Wouldn't want to enter a short right there. Looks like we could come to the downside, right? So now it isn't a wedge. It could bounce up. So if Bitcoin gets on the other side of that point of control and starts to dip, this is going to rip basically to this area here. So this is how you trade if Bitcoin dumps. This will pump up 30% and it will go right through this gap. So just like Bitcoin, if we flip it upside down, it's going to gap down. So look, Bitcoin's in the ascending triangle right here. Look. Let me actually, yeah, so look, there it is. So that's Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin, for some reason, decides to dip out, this is going to boom out. So you watch both of these and you look for bearish retest and bullish. You know, if Bitcoin starts to do a bearish retest like this and starts to dip, that's going to be the bullish retest for this asset for the pump up. All right. The 4 hour also is getting a little overbought for this too, which tells me there may be a little more pump, but it's towards, I don't like to open up longs when the 1 hour and the 4 hour are not in my favor. Tells me it's, again, more likely that Bitcoin gets the move to the upside, but you never know. There is a bullish divergence here too as well, so hey, you know. Okay, Super Chat, CLV, Apt, West, Cat, and JASMY. Let's take a look at these Super Chats here. CLV on Binance, OKX, and Clover Finance here. So Clover, looks like I put it in a little bit of a move here. They could go up 45. They came down. See, they've been stop hunting recently. They for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it was not happening. Now, just boom. It's like they caught up or someone. I don't know. Market makers watching me. I don't know what's going on, but go right here. But again, that was the previous resistance, so it bounced off previous resistance in defense of it, and it made a bit of like what looks to me like a bit of, you know, slight cup and handle behavior. This would have been the handle. There's your cup, right? Or even just the shallow or slight cup. And then once you broke the cup like neckline, you bounced out. You retested this previous resistance, bounce. And this is all about support and resistance flipping. Understanding how to flip support and resistance. You don't need 100 indicators. You just need your mind. You need to train your brain to look at the charts. You know, Crypto Blood will say the same thing. You know, support and resistance is key. All right. And here we bounce off of this area here, which is called the point of control on the VRVP. Very likely you get a bit of a bounce. But look, we're getting extended here on the 4-hour. At this point, I would look at the bigger time frames to see if they have more momentum. They're both getting somewhat extended, but you did get above the daily 200 SMA, and you are above the point of control. These coins also, once they cook, they kind of defy gravity a little bit, and they tend to pump. Now it's in this little flag here. Again, smaller coin, low liquidity. To me, it might have a few more pumps in it, but it's getting a little overbought. If I was in it, I would stay in it, you know, keep my stop loss, but you never know. You never know. And with Bitcoin struggling, this thing might struggle too. What I'd be looking for is another flag, actually, like once, you know, maybe at one point it like makes a bigger flag and can continue to the upside. It's getting a little far away from the 21-day moving average for now. And people like Apt. Did Apt go to 13? I want to take a look here. Let's see if Aptos went back down to 13. It did. It did. So we've opened up a trade for Aptos here. 14. It went up about 18%. So we were in the money. You know, could have brought the stop loss to break even and get kicked out. Could have taken the money. You know, it looks like a more promising coin. It was pumping hard. But again, it's going to have to cool off after that massive run-up that it had. Like, that's what coins do. So to me, this trade's back at break even. So I'm just going to reassess what's going on for Aptos. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's got cup and handle vibes, right? But when I look at a coin, I just have to get rid of the moving averages, and I just got to look at it fresh for whatever reason. It's just how I work. And I need a bigger time frame to really, you know, look into it. So the 3 days, you know, you really don't have enough data on the 3 day. I'm going to move from there. So the daily is showing signs of, I like what the daily's doing here. So we know this is our big area of support. And we also have one here because we kind of have a little in, when you don't have a lot to go on, you have to put a lot on what you, on a little. So what I mean by that is if you don't have a lot of price action that goes up and down. Right here, even you have a little bit, you got to take that as a pretty substantial support zone because you don't have anything else, right? So you got to put more substantiability, if that makes sense, on smaller ideas when you have less to go on. Now you bounced here, you bounced here, you bounced here. Interesting. You got rejected by the point of control when I opened it up locally. I mean, it's all you had, right? Here, the main area here is here where we may want to load back up. So it may want to revisit the point of control at $8. So we know that too. Point of control is at the 706, coincidentally. And now we see that this is the trend line brewing. And like maybe did it fall out, want to fall back in? Is it making this, it's in this broadening falling wedge, right? Which can be a bullish breakout eventually. But for now, suggests that we may go lower. Now the 4 hour is getting oversold. 12 hours oversold. A lot of time frames want to make a move. Even the 1 hour seems like it's revisiting. So let's look at some local support and resistance. We have some resistance here, and we're bouncing. Almost a shoulder, a head, and like a wacky right shoulder, but it's a bit of a far-fetched idea. And honestly, what's weird here is this is like a double bottom cup and handle. Like you got this cup with this double bottom in it, and you seem to be retesting the zone. So locally, this is how these work too. They go up, down, up, down, up. Then they come down. They usually don't hit the bottom. They hit this area and they bounce on out. So you want to see if this falling wedge can break out. Personally, for me, if this broke out and retested, this would be a gold mine move to get in here right there. And then you could hopefully get the ride up to 21 from about 14. And I would probably forego the 13 to 15 area. So I'm watching for this to happen. Now, it can easily just kind of see some rejection as point of control and end up here, right? And so it's important that we watch this section, and it's important we break this trend line first, in my humble opinion, before thinking of taking a big meaty bite into APT for me personally. How I look at that. West, Cat. Let's take a look at West here too. West, USDT, which is Waves Enterprises, if I'm correct. There we go. Okay, so I had it in this uptrending channel, which it did go, almost hit the target. Wicked a few times, solidly 39, wicked a few times to 51. Still holding gains of about 21% since the bottom area of that trend line bounced off of the point of control. All right. So look, we could extend this bottom trend line technically. Now this coin has very low liquidity. Whenever I see it, it's very sketchy to trade. I'm just going to put that out there. Because, you know, see all the crazy wicks? Because it has, you know, a tiny amount of money will move this thing. So it's just, to me, like, I don't mind low cap, but like sometimes something's just like too low, right? How do you know this? How do you figure all this out? I'll show you right now. Because many people are just getting into crypto. They don't understand market cap. They don't understand, you know, coin market cap, what's going on here. So we're going to go to coin market cap. We're going to put in the word WEST, Waves Enterprise, for 0.0253. Market cap of $1 million. All right. So, I mean, at least it's not $300 grand, but it's a very small market cap, $1 million market cap. Now, if anything big happens to this, it could go, you know, 20x. I don't know much about the actual, like, look at that depth, $1,300, like 39,000 in volume. Very small volume on KuCoin, you know, 27,000, just something to watch out for. So just, you know, just be careful on West. Cup and handle here possible on the 4 hour. Retesting the point of control. And so, yeah, I mean, local, you know, I would put no more than like $2 to $100 in this thing because the market's just so small. 500, you know, you know. Can you check out the Hidden Gem LCX? Just partnered with Matic and has been starting partnerships with Quant, HBAR, and Sleeping Giant. LCX is awesome. We know all about it. You know, it's actually like the coin of like the rich in a way. Yeah, there's a pretty bad, no, but that done for Bitcoin isn't what we're wanting. And the total market cap too, we really need to hold on here. Could be creating the better entry. Usually they wick you a little worse. Like there's the entry and they wick you down a little worse. Total market cap still technically holding the trend, but you're losing the point of control. Same thing with Bitcoin. You're losing the point of control. All right. But they usually play games at these areas. They try to get as many people scared as they can. They got a major divergence going on now. Like a really nice bullish divergence. Like I would add to my long here. Like they would make me want to add to my long at this point. All right. And the other idea here is like this could have broken. I mean, here I get it. Shoulder, head, and shoulder now. 1 minute time frame. That's no good. That suggests that we get a dip. So it's really all about this. Can we battle this area? If we can battle through this area, anything could happen. But what a crucial day for Bitcoin. And that's why I'm saying here on the channel, this is not clickbait. Why today could end the rally. 779, 786 beautiful people on the live. Thank you for coming on in. More people than episodes. See, that's what I want. As we grow in episodes, we want more people than the episode number. Like today, it's episode 779. We have 786. So we just want to keep growing with that episode number, right? We get to 1,000. So that's great. That's all I'm asking for. Oh, my back. You know, it's snowing here in Boston. And on the snowy Boston days, it's just, you know, you want to cozy up. The kids are home from school. So I feel like a kid home from school again. I don't know if that makes any sense. But it gives me that nostalgia, that feel, that energy. Concurrent viewers on the 777s. Bang. Look at that. I love seeing that number. It's just so cool. We create that number every single day here on the channel. God bless you all. So, I mean, this could get ugly. We have a head and shoulder here now identified on the 1 minute time frame. And that's no goose. And I don't like to trade the 1 minute, but I will use it for assessment of price action to see what's happening and what's going on. 24,350 here. Right? And so the short may start looking pretty good here if this retest. I'm still long. I'd rather get stopped out long and have to switch short and defy the fear and use this divergence for a long. You know? I mean, if we bounce, this is what's supposed to happen. Right here, this is exactly what's supposed to happen. Supposed to get a crazy bullish divergence, like just like this one. You're supposed to capitulate and wick, like just like they did here. We're supposed to come back in, then we're supposed to bounce to the top of the channel. So what's supposed to happen? Even if this is a nasty Bart Simpson. All right. One thing that I'm suggesting, and it's a bit far-fetched, but I mean, this is a shoulder, a chubby head in the middle there, and even though that's higher, I've seen it play out. I'm telling you right now, that wick technically kind of, so you got two wicks that I've seen the wackiest head and shoulders. So just think about that. It's just weird. So that's all. Can you please discuss 3-day and 10-day Bitcoin clear chart, then DXY, please and thank you. Shout out to Crypto Monster. God bless you. Feeling the snow day nostalgia with you, Sam. Shout out to Lego the Lifer. 10 to 5 inches of snow incoming. BOOKMAP spoofing. Getting more and more. I mean, they want to drag us down. Filling these chubby orders. But BOOKMAP did add orders to the low. 24,000. All morning, it did suggest we would go lower. When I reassessed it and really looked at it, it did suggest we would go lower to 24,000. It just did. So, you can't, to me, it wasn't spoofing. It was pretty spot on. But again, whatever makes you happy. Thanks for your insight, my friend. Shout out to Crispy, man, anytime. Fill my bags up to 12K tomorrow. Yeah. 12K tomorrow, man. That's like I'm gonna be streaming from an air balloon tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? Like, Waves could get this move in the 4-hour time frame. I mean, Waves Enterprises West. Just, I have to say it's a smaller coin. Cat not getting the move we wanted it to, but just going Sid's way. And again, this kind of depends. If Bitcoin gets the dumpage, a lot of these coins are just going to lose this nice little channel that they've been making. Cambria, every time it's been tight for me, it's gotten a big move, but you never know. You never know. So we're going to watch Cambria as close as we can here, getting tighter and tighter in the zone. Tight moving averages, 200. This looks beautiful in the 4-hour time frame. I think this is an AI coin, one of the smaller cap AI coins. So it's a higher risk AI coin. But, you never, this thing could 10x and 20x in the next big run. 2 years from now, this could be a 20x coin. So if I put a G in this and forgot about it, 2 years from now, it's $20,000, right? That means it took, you're making almost $1,000 a month, almost, somewhere like $500 a month. So people don't realize it. Like, the run may happen in a month and a half to 40 days, and you may hold for 2 years for that run. But then when you do the math, you're like, dang, I just demolished any type of S&P return or, you know what I mean? So that's kind of, I'm not a financial advisor. You do the math yourself. But that's why I take a shot at some of these little coins, and you know what I mean? So you trade well, you get a good pump, you take a shot at one of these coins. So Cambria is on my radar. I like what I'm seeing for Cambria. Very, very tight, right? 1 hour's getting oversold. Like, it just tight moving averages. It's in the golden pocket Fibonacci level. Almost every look at this. Look at the consolidation it did last time, though. Longer and longer. And this music is kind of fitting for the longness of Cambria. So silly. So Cambria, 157% gains possibly coming, right? Could also dump with Bitcoin back down here, possibly to 0.3. I mean, it's not even a penny yet. This thing is 0.7 of a penny. 007. It's 007 though. Cambria at 007. Does Bitcoin get the pump down up to 24,005? I mean, so far it really hasn't broken the channel, right? It's toyed with the idea. But to me, it's kind of, that could be the level that we bounce up from. It is a head and shoulder. I'm not saying it's not. It's clear as day that it is. But it doesn't mean it has to dump. 32% chance. And we're oversold. Usually, head and shoulder works a lot better when you're overbought on the stochastics. You're oversold in the 15, 7, 1. Even the 4 hour looks like you're about to get a move to the upside. And that's a higher low in the trend. High, higher low, higher high, higher low. You just got to put, you got to keep this higher low. And the low is like 24,252. You got pretty close, but you didn't break it. So we'll see. Anything could happen. I'm still sticking with the long off the bullish divergence because bullish divergence has been my friend most of my life, and it's played out many, many times. So we're going to look for that. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, technically, you did have it here on the 15. because this swings down, but that swings down way sharper. And that is a Class C bullish divergence, and we got to move back up. Same thing's going on here in my humble opinion. Even if we get a capitulation wick down, possibly to 24K, which they're trying to do here on BOOKMAP, which suggests we may. I'm going to stick long on this idea here. All right. Publicly, I'm going to stick long, and I could be a fool, but, you know, maybe I'll come back on the channel tonight, and we'll be up here, and I'll be like, remember when we called a long on the divergence? But maybe it does a bearish retest, and it dumps in my face. But I am going to call long. Like I did say, maybe, yeah, I'm open-minded. Anything could happen. But at this point, my indicators suggest it's highly more likely we bounce to the upside. So it's not what I feel, think, or believe. None of those matter. It's just the indicators, you know. What I don't like is the loss of the point of control here on the 15-minute. I don't like that. And I don't like this gap of the VRVP, which we're beginning to enter. We could easily drop to 23,800 pretty fast. This could be a quick short squeeze. You can all, I mean, here I am again, right? 7 for 7. If I say this, you could possibly put out an insurance short right here with a stop loss above the point of control. Enter the short right now, and if it does make it just anvil drop, you get that money. Every time I've said this, it's played out. All right, so if it doesn't play out, this will be the first time out of 6 times or 7 times that it doesn't play out. I'm not going to do that. It's very rare I take the insurance short, but it plays out every time. A couple times I've played it. So that's it, you know. I put my faith in the bullish divergence. But again, doesn't mean an insurance short may not play out down here. All right. That's why it doesn't matter what I do. Because if I jump in a boat and go trading tomorrow morning, you know, if I jump out of an airplane, are you going to jump out of, you know what I mean? It's just like, just because I say or see, just because I'm long, doesn't mean you have to be long. You get what I mean? I mean, it just, and if I am long and you're long, or if I'm long and you're short, like what I am doesn't matter what you are. That's all I'm saying. Right? Oh, high MAYC just got lit. Like it just got absolutely lit. Continue to pump. Biggest gainer of the day now, up 100% out of nowhere. Craziness. Lena up there. ANKR just booming. ANKR just out of nowhere, just blasting off. And our baby ROSN Finance still sitting there. A little bit of bearish divvy now. Twist up to twist down. You know. All good shows come to an end, baby. You know what I mean? Nothing lasts forever. Does this 15-minute just follow that, what just happened there with the high coins? High risk, I'd be careful, but. Matter's been on my radar, man. Matter, anti-matter. I'm loving this coin. And it just hit the target from our last move here. Look at this. Boom. And now it's up huge. 85% for Matter. Anti-matter. I like this coin a lot. Been watching it closely. We've been trading it on and off with the trading group, and it just went off. And honestly, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Looks like Bitcoin dominance may have left given off a stranglehold here. So everyone sees, oh, it's going to sit at the bottom of the pattern. Bitcoin's fine. It has bullish divergence. They have it where they want it. Let's take a look. So yeah, dominance just took a fall. And that just gave a big pump to the altcoins. You see that? Last hour, dominance just took a dump. So it came up, hit this point of control, got rejected and fell to the downside, pointing down. Looks like it's not going to be a huge route. 4 hour could get this started. Look, a bit of an M pattern here. This would be a nice move. See this? So we want dominance to make this M continue down. Down, down. All the way to the point of control would be nice. But at least down to here. So right now, the 4 hour suggests that Bitcoin dominance could let go a little bit and help these altcoins pump. And that's how you're seeing some of these smaller cap gems just getting the move first. So, interesting enough. Okay. You know what? Someone said, why buy a course? Buy Bitcoin instead? Because you could trade for more BTC. Without the course, you wouldn't even know that. You know what I mean? JASMY, BTC. JASMY, baby. JASMY. Okay, so let's take a look at JASMY. Looked nice in this channel. Did not break out. Did not get stopped out. Just flat. right? Still respecting the zone. We're just going to back our way out of here. Nothing has really changed. All right, just still looking good. 4 hour, these Bitcoin pullbacks just make really nice entries for altcoins. Now, this could dip too in your face. You never know. It doesn't, nothing is guaranteed to. Oh, wow, the 22 doesn't look good at all. You have moving averages kind of far apart. 22 doesn't look amazing. I'll give you that. Do we break down to the 0.618 Fibonacci? Yeah, it's possible. 22 hour does not look good. 1 hour time frame needs to break back up to the upside. Interesting. Huh. So I like what I'm seeing on the 4 and the 1. Very similar to Bitcoin, though. It loses the level, it's going to dump. I don't like what I'm seeing here on the 22. 22 would have to get pinned. Interesting. JASMY. So it's higher risk. When you trade that, you just know it's higher risk, If it doesn't mean I don't trade it, depending. Just means I may trade less money in it, or I may build the position first. Like I may put 500 and then wait, put another 500. Like I may not commit as hard. If that 22 is low, I just go all in with the position and not think as much. So it might change the way I look at the risk. That's all. But I do like what I'm seeing for JASMY. It's looking tight. Definitely something you want to check out. Keep on the radar. JASMY. 22 hours high though. So JASMY on the radar with an overbought 22 hour. You know what I mean? So, and that brings us to the news, baby. That brings us to the news. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, we're going to bring you the news. Thank you so much. And I'll be right back with the news, everybody. Thank you. Roll that beautiful news footage, baby. Roll that beautiful news footage. Okay, Ethereum-based AI project soars after announcing partnership with electronics giant. This is interesting, to say the least, right? Very, very interesting. Wow. This is amazing, right? Hold up, can you guys hear the music? Can everybody hear the music right now? I just want to double check. Can you hear the music? We're going to tell you the coin right now. Fetch AI, baby. Fetch AI. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. All right. One of the leading artificial intelligence crypto projects is soaring due to a new partnership with electronics giant Bosch. The team behind the Ethereum-based altcoin project FET says the two will work together to boost development of industrial applications based on AI. I mean, Bosch is everywhere, right? I mean, they make refrigerators, right? You go to Lowe's, Bosch makes everything. Let's take a look at our baby Fetch BTC. We're looking at yesterday in the chats. And did this thing soar a little bit? It got a little bit of a pump. That article's got it a little, after the pump, it seemed to have got sold off pretty fast. So interesting. So it got a little bit of a move here off that 618, but not like that article is saying. But, they put Fetch in a good light. Seems like they tried to get it to move. I'll actually look at FET USDT here on Binance. It did pump again too here for a nice gain, but look, it gave it all back with the Bitcoin kind of dumpage. Bitcoin pumping it Bitcoin at 24,360. So the market's struggling a little bit. You can see altcoins kind of getting some moves and then losing some moves. Seems like FET may be retesting this point of control here before it gets another bounce, but that is a bit of a retest here. Let's look at our 15-minute falling wedge retest here for FET. Big news for it. Maybe people aren't paying attention. So this news just, pretty new news for FET right now. So something we do want to think about for FET. Just want to cut that off while we do the news for a second. But yeah, FET JI, man. It's up 13%. They're funny. Soaring sent the native took it soaring, up 32% in 24 hours. 9 cents currently priced at 48 cents. A stunning 433% increase. I mean, the increase has been stunning. Building a position at the right time in the right place is crucial. Polyhedra, get out of here. Polyhedra Network raises $10 million for zero-knowledge infrastructure. Binance Labs and Polychain Capital led the round for Animoca Brains and Dow5 participating. I mean, dude, Animoca in there, they always get their hand in the cookie jar. I don't know how they do it. Crypto infrastructure provider Polyhedra Network has raised $10 million in strategic funding round co-led by Binance Labs, focused on investment from Polychain Capital. So this is for zero-knowledge proof cryptographic methods. Berkeley, California, Polyhedra Network. Interesting. Animoca Brands, man. I would just, if I could, I would invest only in Animoca. I mean, they seem to just have their money in everything Animoca. I think we can. What are VCs funding after FTX? More decentralized infrastructure projects, and regulatory-resistant protocols have attracted cautious investors. So venture capital and other investments into crypto companies plunged 91% year over year in January. This is a particularly tough comparison to draw, with the 1 year representing the end of a record-setting bull market. So, yes, we are down 91%, but it was the most we've ever had. So if you compare it to a regular year, it's not the worst in the world, right? The calm before a series of crypto scandals, and the other following the collapse of multi-billion-dollar centralized crypto exchange FTX. So infrastructure by any name, infrastructure remained the most stable investment vertical in January, with broad term of referring to multiple facets of crypto world. This can range from inter-blockchain portals to on-chain wallets, and includes any software innovations that will make static digital identities feasible, non-fungible tokens useful, and decentralized autonomous organizations real competitors to corporations and governments. Generalist Web3 fund Shima Capital, an active firm that is backing the hedge fund billionaire Bill Ackman, is particularly interested in consumer and infrastructure projects. I mean, just like they're getting in with Bosch and Fetch AI. I mean, this is happening soon. This is happening fast. The tech is coming. Polygon Labs cuts 20% workforce, almost 100 jobs. The firm says the jobs cuts are part of its consolidation earlier this year. So Polygon Labs, the Ethereum scaling platform, MATIC basically, has cut 100 jobs or 20% of its workforce. Wow, only 500 people working there. Momentarily, your access to Polygon Labs system, including Slack and email, will end. The abrupt nature is a necessary security measure. Reading an email to laid off employee view CoinDesk. The native token of Polygon MATIC was down 5% on the day at $1.42. Hey, can also be good for the stock price when they lay people off, because you know that they're cutting, some good corners for the actual overall business. But anyway, and that's the news for you on the day. That's the news. Thank you for sitting through that beautiful news segment, and I greatly appreciate it. Roll that footage. Weird. So, can we get a bounce for Fetch AI? I mean, it has a lot of news right now. Oversold on the 15. Coming down on the 1. 4 hours a little hot for me, and it's curving down. So, right now I'd wait. It could get flipped, though. It's interesting. Do I put it back in here? To me, no. I feel like it had to have broken out. You are retesting. 22 looks absolutely beautiful. So we look at the 22 alone. I mean, you were about to have just a bullish engulfing candle, but you got that sell-off so fast from 50 cents. Wow, you did tap 50 cents. That's pretty crazy. And then went all the way back down. Pretty nuts. I mean, the 22 technically didn't break out. So hold on. I got some mixed signals here. So I removed everything again. If I look at the 22, you still got to break the zone. So you're still inside this. So let's see what the day brings. That's why the 22 to me is kind of going to be my go-to here for now. So this would be how I would trade Fetch on the bigger time frames, because there's some minutia there to deal with that could confuse me. But what I do know is if I can get a 3-to-1 below that previous low, which is a 4-to-1, and I can risk 16 for 65, then I'm in pretty good shape. And this is kind of a shoulder head shoulder. 22 is pointing up. We got to get above the zone. And again, we could easily get stopped out of this. To me, 16% ain't bad. I don't mind 16%. So I like FET. And we could trade this on BolsaDex if and Binance. And also Coinbase. And I believe Binance US too. FET, USDT, Binance, and Bolsa, Coinbase, and Binance US. 22-hour looking pretty nice to me. Glimmer. We talked about Glimmer. It tried to break out, broke back inside. 22 doesn't look good. 22 suggests that maybe something like this is going to happen. But it ain't bad. We could have this trend line cooking for us when it comes back down to it. Glimmer, right? It's above the daily, so it stays above the 200 SMA, bounces off this. So Glimmer looks like it's not ready yet, but it may be ready in a couple days. 3-4 days, possibly, something like that. Let's take a look at DMTR. And it fell out of the pattern. It was struggling, looking nice, but fell out of the pattern. Look at that. And look, see, they're stop hunting lately. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. If less people left the market, something happened. The volume got a little scant. Something happened. Like we were just, they started just, all the patterns were breaking out. Now they're kind of breaking down, right? So now you got something like this falling wedge. But you're very oversold in the daily time frame. You're beat up. So watching DMTR very closely, but we're beat up pretty nice here, right? And you just got a golden cross. 22-hour time frame looks like we can get a blast. 4-hour time frame wants to move up, and the 1-hour time frame's oversold too. So hey, if Bitcoin can get the bounce, everything can. But rounded top, it had a huge run up. Pull a big fib on the bigger time frame. Look at our 3-day chart. Our 3 days cooked. So we could get a nastier dump to the downside here for DMTR. See that? Now, it's not every time, but it does say, this had a huge run up, and it's a small cap coin. You just have to remember the realities of what you're doing here. Trading small cap gems here. Bigger time frames are against us. And it looked beautiful. I've seen many of them break out, even though they, so there was a chance it could have broken out. It's sad that it broke the pattern. You know what I mean? Now, for me, do you hold on or do you just kind of let it sail? It all depends. I believe long term this could be a big project. I was researching it and I like what they were doing, so I believe it may be worth, for me personally, it may be worth a long-term stash. But again, it depends on the person. I don't know how you feel about that. DMTR. LDO has been hot. Let's take a look at what it did. I sold my bag of it. All right. Somewhere up in this region. Right there, I sold it. Then it pumped more. I was like, oh, I should have been happy I did. Now it's back where I kind of bought it at. So it's always good to take profits. Always good to take profits. So we had it in this channel. And to me, it broke out and fell right back inside. What else can it, rising wedge broke to the downside here. Now I've been seeing these lately do this and then still pump right out the channel again. All depends on Bitcoin. I'm trying to get back above that $24,480, $400 area. Squeezing the shorts yet again here. Do we have enough shorts to get squeezed them? We squeezed a lot of shorts already. I don't know if we have enough volume to get back above that. Looks like there's just more long volume that got built up, right? How do we know that? I'm going to show you in a second. We're going to look at the liquidation indicator. Wow, Matter just went on a tear. Look at that thing. Just insane. One of our lovely, now when it went up to a total of 112% gains from when we put it out. It's crazy. Labs giving some of it back. V-Chain. Let's take a look at the short. The Bitcoin short. So it's been pumping a little bit, but it's still getting overbought here. It's likely to dump. Right? You're at the top of a channel at a resistance. Not where I would like to open up a short, right? So, but you could put out a flag. If it makes a flag here, get rid of all this wackiness, but if it makes a flag, there's some good movement coming, right? So you're looking for that flag to continue to pump here, in my humble opinion, for the short. But It's, the short's in a rising wedge, and it's right at the resistance point to me, and it's overbought. So even though Bitcoin's struggling, I mean, the short, again, I would have entered the long on Bitcoin at that 24,300 area, 24,000. I mean, this whole area. To me, it's the divergence that's going to pump us back to the upside. But again, what do I know? I probably could be completely wrong, and it's going to dump to the downside. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Dodo. Yeah, wow, what a move for Dodo. I was putting it out right here when it made this rising wedge, came back all back down again, and then wow, right? Well, look, we even showed you this. Look what I had for Dodo. I had the Adam and Eve double bottom there that tells you there was going to be a massive move, and look what happened for Dodo. Got above the point of control, and it sailed to the upside, right? I'm not saying I called it. I hadn't put out Dodo for a while. Since about February 1st, I really hadn't looked at it, but I mean, that was your bottom right there. That's how you call bottoms for Dodo. I mean, that bottom right there is up 200% from the bottom of this Adam and Eve, right? Let's take a look at CELR. Sure, we got all the super chats. I feel like I missed one. I don't know why. I could be wrong, though. Let's take a look at CELR. So you can see the last time I talked about CELR was in this ascending triangle in a way. Very similar to Bitcoin, right? Just it's further up in the tip of the ascending triangle. And so far I kind of did what I was, I squiggled this probably yesterday. It's been 24 hours. So far it's kind of been doing what we talked about, right? You've been somewhat spot on for CELR. CELR looks like it could make a big move here all the way back up to 32, right? From 23 to 32. Right? The inverse flip number. So we're looking for this move here for CELR. Still looks good to me. 4 hour could flip. 1 hour's got momentum. 22 still has momentum. Daily's getting up there, but it doesn't mean it can't do it. There's not a lot of resistance here once it gets above the zone. See, then you just have this one line here, and then you're gone. So CELR looks pretty good to me. But again, remember, it's a 50-50 pattern. It could go either way. It's bilateral. So that's something we do have to remember. All right. Oops, I didn't come out all right. Graphics, very awesome. Shout out to Uzman Arslan. Thank you. NASDAQ is the M pattern. Good sellers. Should we get... Yep. Gala, 3X, very easy. Gala's beautiful. Let's take a look at STEPWATCH. GMT, isn't that Steppin' or no? STEPWATCH is a new one, right? So STEPWATCH is in that cup and handle, baby, and retesting that previous resistance point. STEPWATCH could do some serious numbers. I mean, high risk, high reward though, for sure. But it's got tight moving averages. It's in the golden pocket, 706 fib retracement. It's at the 706. I mean, my goodness. Why did it have to do that to me? The daily is pinned. 22's oversold. Momentum on the 1 hour time frame and everything else is beat. Now you're looking for bullish divergence in like a 4 hour time frame. You have slight bullish divergence here, but it's just not hard enough for me. Interesting. High risk, high reward in the coin like this. I don't think I'm all about it, but hey, it does have potential. I mean, it is a cup and handle. And if it goes lower, it probably does a bounce there. The risk is just, what's the risk here? It goes all the way to the bottom for 69, or it makes 300% gain. So it's like, pretty good risk-reward ratio in my humble opinion. And it is at some significant Fibonacci levels. We've traded it before. Rose 12 hour, but needs a reset, which we might have. 4 needs to come down now. Interesting. Huge end of the day rally. You never know. Anything is possible. NASDAQ is the M pattern, good sellers. Should we get on the 4-hour and daily as with gaps, several gaps down to the bottom? Do you support? Nah. NASDAQ, I don't really look at it. Kroll might be the next BNB soon. I don't think I've ever looked at the NASDAQ, honestly, on the show. I don't even know how to, I guess I have. So that's not true because I could have done it alone. I mean, the NASDAQ looks just like the S&P. Remember, so the NASDAQ to me is just following the S&P. That beautiful W that it made, right? And you have this support that it's coming to. And remember, I teach class today every single Tuesday. Forgot to talk about it. I teach class every single Tuesday from 3 to 5:30. Jump on into class today. It's filling up pretty fast. We got a pretty big class. We got a few more slots if you want to jump on in. $60 if you join the trading group. $100 if you're not in the trading group. And you'll see me. We'll kick it together. We'll have a blast. We'll talk about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. I'm going to show you all the indicators that I use. I'm going to break down how I use them and what I do with them. It's going to be an awesome class. So I can't wait to show you what goes down at class. And yeah, class is a big day for me. I always learn a lot. I meet people. It's a blast. I'm excited. You should be excited for class. So it's a beautiful opportunity for us to get together. And it fulfills my mission in life to actually teach, right? And so we get to have the awesome Zoom meeting. We sit together. It's very inexpensive for the amount of knowledge that I give you. Many people will tell you that. You can ask around. It has a very good reputation, that class. You know, that the class alone has a good reputation. All right. Your life will change, says TranscendX. Thank you so much for saying that. So the NASDAQ in a bit of a flag here. We want it to hold the zone. All right. Also, this talks about, someone saying talks about WAR right now. Biden's on, man. You will be a lifer for life, man. God bless you. Thank you. So Bitcoin, I mean, to me, wars, I don't want to say it, but it can be good for Bitcoin. Disruptions in nations where people have to flee and move is good for cryptocurrencies because they're borderless and they're easy to transport. So cryptocurrency, whenever there's a movement or there's a lot of craziness going on, cryptocurrency tends to prevail. It's a commercial for cryptocurrency. So it's a good thing when you see stuff, it's a good thing that we have these technologies. No, because if they didn't, there would be people that would be just completely stuck with no way to get out any type of wealth. It would just be locked up in the banking system or whatever was going on, right? So, ORAI also in the falling wedge here. Can it get the move back to the upside? That's our question. ORAI. A lot of these AI coins are showing signs of a big move, but their 3-day charts, at least the 3-day chart for ORAI is resetting. That makes me a lot happier. It's a big boy reset right there for ORAI, and it's still holding a pretty nice move. So that's a good sign, and the moving average is getting tight. And you retrace to the 706, and you're in the golden pocket. Right now, you're in the golden pocket for ORAI. It's technically the smart load-up place for institution to load up for ORAI. So ORAI also on the radar. These also had all been posted. We've talked about them. Most people in my group know exactly where my radar's at with these coins. VELO had a huge move. What is it going to do now? Seems to be consolidating nicely on the 1-hour time frame. That's interesting to me. VELO, which had a huge move the last 4 or 5 days, calmed down just for a little bit. Could VELO get another pump for 73%? Let's take a look at our 4-hour. Again, it would be a scalp in small time frames. The 1-hour and the 4-hour suggested VELO may get a move here. Based on how aggressive I just saw that 4-hour time frame, even though I know it's high risk on the other time frames, VELO looks interesting to me on the 4-hour. So VELO looking interesting. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Remember to live and love every single day. I don't know how this show ends every time so quickly. I don't know how we get so fast to where we go. Even though the time the timeout, we were running the time today. Even though I started at 10, like 5 minutes, I did come in at 10:10. I just want. So everybody, thank you for being here. God bless each and every one of you. Let me make sure I've done every single super chat. STEPWATCH, we got that. Did we get all the super chats? Anybody feeling like they missed out on a super chat? Anyone feeling like, you have the determination to change your life for $3 a day? The Crypto Lifer will educate you and guide you along the journey. You don't have to do it alone. Exactly. Bitcoin one more time and we're out of here for the day. So Bitcoin, really not much to say. It's holding on to bullish divergence, oversold in the 15-minute. That bullish divergence should guide us back to the upside, to the top of the pattern. It's highly likely, everybody. You're probably emotional and freaking out. I'm cool as a cucumber. I would have long that. That's a long right there for me personally. Bullish divergence in the 15-minute to the upside. There's actually still time for me to go long it right now as I get off of the stream. So just something to think about for you and yours. I believe it's highly likely Bitcoin bounces to the top of the channel here. Now, if it doesn't, it could bearishly retest in smaller time frames. We could watch here to see what happens. Kind of a bearish retest happening right now as we speak of this, we fell, see my yellow line? So worst case scenario here is look, a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, which does have a measured move, right? Which I have here again, same idea, which brings us to 24,000. Now, we could watch this area here, and if this decides to dump on us, which the 5-minute is getting overbought, so you could watch your 5-minute flag here. This would start to dump first, all right? But the bigger time frames have been fighting off the 24,300 area, all right? We've been showing you BOOKMAP 2, which is a heat map on order book. So it's just showing you where the most orders are, and it does want to drag us all the way to 23,800. It does say we go lower. There's not a lot of orders up at the top. All right. Another cool thing you can do is use your liquidation indicator. All right. Lifer liquidator. It takes a second to come on. Give it a second. And can you check BOOKMAP quick? We just did. Thank you. I'm in good company and feeling good about the future with Crypto Lifer. Crypto Life, baby. I love you, man. So look, price action right here. We have a lot of longs that we could get chewed out right here, right? We have a lot of shorts up here too. It's kind of a battle. This is very thick though. All they have to do is come down here to 24,001, 20, and they got a lot of people out. So it looks like, and what are these? This indicator is showing me the 100x leverage, the 50, the 100, the 50, and the 25x leverage people. The closer you are to, these are the 100x leverage longs. These are 100x leverage shorts. 50x leverage shorts are gray, and the blue are the 25x leverage shorts. And it's the other way around on the way down. These are the 25, these are the 50, and these darky green ones these are the 25, these grays. These beiges are the 50s, and these kind of orangey, those are the 100x leverage longs. All right. So we can see how many people are on either side of the move. We did STEPWATCH already. Lakochi, thank you. We did STEPWATCH. We spent a lot of time on it, right? Yeah, we did STEPWATCH. We went over it in depth. We talked about it. Yep. We got it. Thank you. Appreciate you. So yeah, we're looking for these liquidation areas. All right. And this is a liquidation indicator, just something to think about. Showing that we could go lower. So, and it's not all good. It's not all good. Today could end the rally. If we're getting tighter in the zone, eventually this channel is going to break up or down. All right. We showed you a way to combat the move, to make money on this move. We're watching the shorts, or you could just short Bitcoin your own way, but I'm watching shorts on 3S tokens here on KuCoin. This would break out nicely if it can consolidate here in a bit of a channel. Right now, it suggests that it goes lower, so I'm long Bitcoin, even though it looks like there's a lot of fear going on. I'm long Bitcoin to the top of the channel, all right? However, I know anything is possible. Anything could happen. No worries, Lakochi. You're the man, dude. God bless you. No apologies needed. You're working hard, helping us, man. God bless you, brother. No apologies needed for anyone, for anyone that's helping me, man. God bless you. I was watching your older videos in Learning Library, which are pure fire. Your video quality has come so far. The knowledge is always on point. Nothing but impressive. Thank you. Shout out to Joshua Jellowick. Thank you so much for the love, man. I appreciate you. So that's what I see happening for Bitcoin. I mean, you're going to watch this 5-minute. Make sure this flag doesn't do us in here. This tiny little flag, which it could do it. This could be bearishly retesting this support zone here, 24,430. All right. If we go lower, the areas that you're going to be testing are this area here, 24,004, which, you know, we may lose. We lose that completely and close candles below it. It's 23,007. And we lose that. It's this point of control at 22.9 and 22,006. And then we'll go from there. So, but that's the end. There's a gap in the VRVP too. So it shows that we could fall back pretty fast. So can we hold the zone is the question. You know, right now the 4 hours even showing bearish engulfing candles. 4 hour took a massive dump. But that's kind of good. It's resetting the 4 hour pretty nicely right now. And we're still inside the pattern. So oversold on all the time frames, showing a very strong bullish divergence. All right. Funny, I would have sworn we drew this already, but I guess, you know, maybe I deleted it. But showing a very strong bullish divergence here is that's a swing down, that's a swing up on the 15-minute time frame, which does suggest we bounce back to the upside of the channel. So you have to buy into fear. Red candles are really where I enter longs, not green ones. But again, there's still open-mindedness that anything could happen. Probability is that we can get the move because of the bullish divergence, but we shall see. Only time will tell. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. God bless, and thank you for everyone here. You coming through to this show means the world to me. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow on the next live stream. Wednesdays, baby, Wednesday. And I'll see you today. If you took the class, sign up for the class link. Actually, just email cryptolifers@gmail. The link doesn't work after 24 hours. You would have to sign up for next week's class. So email cryptolifers@gmail. There's still time. Email up until about 1:15, 1:30 to jump on into the class. Thank you so much. I love you all. Have a great day. Be safe.